Again, you're tuned into Bermuda Grass Central with BYD. And y'all, I'm just giving you just a little conversation about what to do when you're out. By the way, I'm on my way to service a couple of yards. Like I said, here in Georgia, we've been getting some good rain. I'm loving it. I am loving it. But a lot of times it does come at the wrong time, especially when you have scheduled cuts. But this goes back to what I was saying about cutting your Bermuda lawns between 1 and 2 inches. If it's cut real low and it's like slightly raining on your customer's yard, your blades are sharp, you can go ahead and cut it. As long as the ground is not soggy or you're not going to trench it out, I would walk it first just to make sure it can handle my body weight before I take a big mower across it, whatever the case may be. It just depends on the mower. If you're walking a 36-inch, 42-inch, or walk behind without the Velcro, it may take you a little longer, but you can get it done. If you're riding one of the big boys, 0 turns, that's going to be on you. But I also had a few guys.
Watch out, vehicle stop.
Shoulder ahead.
That, cutting it 3 inches or 4 inches is great and all that. No, it's not. Bermuda grass is not meant to grow to 3 to 4 inches.
In 1 mile.
Exit right to exit 243. State Route 166.
If you try to cut Bermuda grass at that height, the grass is going to be laying down. The blades won't stand up as strong, so you can get a good cut. Bermuda was just not meant to be at 3 or 4 inches. Now, having said that, if you do have a little small yard, and I'm going to say 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, and you let it grow that high, it's got to be a lawn that nobody's going to walk on. You're pretty much doing it just for show. But just know, if you walk on it and your feet go down in the grass, leave a footprint after you leave, your Bermuda grass is too freaking high. I'm going to service these yards. I play it by ear when I get out there. Like I said, we're in Georgia, so 95% of everybody's front yard is Bermuda.
Exit right to exit
243. State Route
As far as
166 Langford Parkway.
fescue,
East Point.
normally you'll get fescue in the back of people's property. Or if it's an older house, I would say built, post 80s, they may have fescue all the way around with a lot of weeds. That's just how it is. But it's going to be to your advantage to make sure that yard stays at 1 to 2 inches. Now, that goes back to what I was talking about, over-fertilizing and not paying attention to how fast it's growing. Your customers
in 1,000 feet.
want to get that yard cut once a week. Most of them try to stay on it bi-weekly, every 2 weeks.
Stay to the left to
State Route 166 West Langford Parkway. East Point.
You have to manage the growth, even if sometimes that means you have to drive by and actually look at it. Sometimes you have to cut it ahead of time. Most of my customers know that I have bi-weekly customers. I do not have any weekly or every 10-day customers. But the thing that I explain to them when I'm cutting their yard is that I'll come out every 2 weeks, every 14 days. But sometimes I may come at the 10th day or the 18th day. It's just going to depend on what the weather looks like. So you always got to pay attention to that weather report. Even though you got scheduled yards, sometimes I let the customer know ahead of time, hey, we're coming on Thursday instead of Saturday. Cut your yard. Or it's scheduled for Saturday and we're coming Wednesday, 4 or 5 days after because there's so much torrential downpour. But just one thing you guys need to keep an eye on with your customers, especially this Bermuda grass. I'm telling you, it's best if you're trying to keep it at 1 inch. You really need to be cutting it twice a week. If you got it at 2 inches, you can get away with cutting it once a week, but you still got to keep an eye on it. Still got to keep an eye on it. Bermuda grass is a lot of work, but it's really easy to maintain if you keep it cut and use that mill organite as your primary source of fertilization. You won't really have a problem. Just keep it cut. You won't get surge growth. Keep it watered. You though I'm doing mine all natural, I would not turn my water sprinkler on and get a water bill behind it. And if it's raining, why are you guys watering your yard also? I never understood that. It's pouring down raining for 1 or 2 days, and then that's on Monday, and then I look outside, here it is Wednesday, and you got the sprinkler system on. Total waste of water. Total waste of water. So, you know, as long as you put down an inch per week on that Bermuda, and you just got to keep an eye on it. You know, you can see when it starts to stress out from not having enough rain, but don't let it go dormant and then you try to rain it. It's too late. You got to wait for it to rain then, because you'll never put enough water down to get that puppy to come out of dormancy if you let it go into dormancy during the summertime. But keep your Bermuda yard cut at 1 to 2 inches. I will always stress that. I know people will be watching this channel like, oh no, you could do it at 4, you could do it at 3 or whatever. No, you cannot. You can, but that's not the proper height for that particular grass. Do your research. Now I used to have my Bermuda grass at 3 inches at my old house, that I just sold, but I just had a hard time cutting it when it rained. Plus I was using a little 21-inch push more. And oh, and that's the other thing. If your grass is that tall, more than likely you are cutting it with a 21, a little small walk behind more. Because riding over with a big boy is just a complete mess. It'll push all that grass down. You'll see it laying down when you go by. That's not a clean cut. That's not a clean cut. I'm sorry. If you drive over your grass and it's laying sideways after you go by it and stays sideways, it's too tall. Too tall. But just a little, you know, chit chat on what I think you should do when you're out servicing your customer's yard. You got to engage with them and let them know that that yard's proper height cut is 1 to 2 inches. You'll have some that demand it, but that's on you to make that decision, because I don't know if you want to lose that customer or keep that customer. But I try to educate all my customers. This is the proper height and when I'm cutting your yard. Now when I fertilize the yard, no, I do not tell them I'm cutting the rate. All your customers want is their yard fertilized, and they want to see some type of result. So you'll have to manage that situation. But once again, you're tuned into Bermuda Grass Central with BYD. My name is Michael. I need you to subscribe and like right now. Do not watch this entire video without subscribing and liking it. Keep liking it, subscribe. I'll keep bringing you the content on this Bermuda grass. If you got any special things you want to know about it, just leave it right down there in the comments, and I'll try to respond soon.
You are tuned into Bermuda Grass Central with
Bermuda Grass
BYD.
Central with BYD.